Our series continues. I'm going to call them Fallback Fridays.
Works for me.
Because it's not Thursday, we can't throw back. We're going to fall back on a Friday. This week we talked about our favorite RV accessories. And we'll tell you a little bit more in a bit. So when I rewatched this video from a couple of years ago, my hair was way different.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. They're not so much necessarily RV specific, but they're tools and items that we found very useful in the trailer or working on the trailer.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, let's get started. Hi, we're outside today because we're going to talk about our favorite RV accessories.
Your must-haves and your maybes.
And things that we find are just a little bit helpful to make RV living just a little bit easier.
Yes.
So, back into the RV gear. Brent, take it away.
Well, first and foremost, this baby here, Viair 400p is the model I have. And this is the one that actually hooks up to a battery, so you don't plug it in. But this little puppy will go up to 150 psi. It'll do any of the vehicles we have. It'll do the trailer tires, and even some of the air mattresses that are something that go along with RV life.
Oh yeah, we did our inner tubes with the
inner tubes, yeah.
Yeah.
Any floaties, yeah. Except for the boat. The inflatable boat, that's a separate pump. So.
Well, that Viair was useful, but recently you've got something else that you can use.
Well, the Viair works. It does what it's supposed to. It is compact. It does what it needs to. It goes up to 150 psi. Now that we've got a home base, we actually have a compressor here, so I don't need the Viair as much, but it is nice and compact. And it works fine for when we're on the road. I do take it with me in the truck, so I don't have any issues with that.
And we're not taking the compressor with us because you need electricity to run that compressor.
The compressor is a little bit larger. Not much, but yeah, the Viair is definitely compact, and it does what it needs to do.
Means how we live in Canada, we have a heated hose.
That is actually one of the more important things for anybody that's full-timing. It's hooked up right now, so I can't really show you the whole hose. It's a 25-foot. It is made by Camco. I've got it all hooked up right now, and it is plugged in because we're expecting some very cold weather tonight.
It actually snowed this morning.
Yeah, it snowed a little bit this morning, so yeah, we're expecting a little bit more tonight. And yeah, it's a 25-foot hose made by Camco. I believe it was in the $125, $135 Canadian range.
That heated hose.
The heated hose we only use in colder temperatures. Anything below freezing, obviously. We have not used it quite as much in the past couple years because we've had a home base and we have not needed it.
Well, we needed it when we first got here because we moved up in October and those nights got a little bit chilly. And we started to experience some frost in November, and we didn't move into the house until
it was the first week of December, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So we had some chilly nights where it was definitely useful. But
the heated hose is absolutely a plus if you're going to hit any colder temperatures.
All right.
One of my most useful accessories, my power drill. This little guy is great for helping out when I'm working on the rig, if I need to do anything with the skirting or anything inside, anything with the awnings, or even on the roof for that matter with the vent covers. But a lot of people also use these for their landing gear to drop their stabilizer jacks if you don't have power jacks or if you need to override them manually. This is a great little accessory. After that, my next favorite thing that is a must-have is a good socket set. This one here is made by Stanley. I picked it up at Canadian Tire for roughly $100. This one here has every socket you need up to 1 inch. Let's pop it all open, yep. It'll take you everything up to 1 inch. I've got up to 1/2 inch drive, right down to 1/4 inch drive. It's got the full gamut of everything standard and metric. So up to 22 millimeter metric, up to 1 inch standard. And anything above that is a little bit specialized. So I do have a couple extra ones, which I've got a 23 millimeter, which is just 1 millimeter above what I have. Because this one here is the only one, unless you have a 15/16, which I don't have, for the hot water tank heater, for the plug. I change that roughly once every 6 to 8 weeks, depending on the luck of the plug. Sometimes they'll last a long time. Our first one lasted almost 10 months. After that, we've had them go roughly every 6 to 8 weeks, and they're easy to change out. But with the correct socket, it makes it so much easier. You don't have to worry about a wrench and fiddling around with vice grips or anything like that. The correct one makes the job much easier.
And we're changing out our water heater plug more often than the average camper because we're living full-time in our rig.
That is correct. And then the final thing that it's a must-have, a good torque wrench. It doesn't have to be expensive. I think I only paid about $60 or $70 for this one. It'll go up to 250 foot-pounds. I use it for the truck, I use it for the car, I use it for the trailer, and everything in between. If you ever need a torque wrench, you're gonna want one, pick one up.
So you've got your socket set and you got your torque wrench. 2 handy items.
They are essentials. No hands down. Just a socket set with the torque wrench you need for any mechanical endeavor. Whether it's with your tow vehicle, your trailer, or somebody else's trailer that you're going to help out with, anything. They're an absolute necessity to get a decent socket set. And the torque wrench doesn't have to be that expensive, but you need something that's going to go over 150, 200 pounds of torque. So they are necessities, and well, if you don't have one and you need one, you'll figure it out pretty quick.
All my items that I enjoy using, that I find are a necessity for RV living, are inside, except for one. We bought this wagon before we went full-time RVing, and it folds right up nice and small, and we use it for going to the laundry, we use it for packing garbage away, and I originally bought it because Maddie was struggling with Watts, so that's the other alternative, is I can put Maddie into the wagon and Wrigley can run and have a good time. So that's our wagon, so that's one of my favorite RV.
And I noticed it's got an extension on the handle there.
Yes, because Brent and I are taller than the average person, and these were made for people who are 5 feet tall, and we don't want to walk with our wagon like this.
And you can see I've just used a curtain rod and put about a 10-inch extension on it, and it works much easier for anybody with long legs, so you don't have to worry about your heels getting run over by the cart.
Okay, let's go inside because it's freezing out here. It's like it's gonna snow. Just to comment on that stupid wagon. We still have it. It still works great.
Yep.
And we use it when we go to the beach here, or we always take it with us in the trailer. We go on trips. We used it in the stupid wagon parade at a Grand Design rally. And we got second place.
We got second place in that one.
Yeah, it was a patriotic theme, and so we represented Canada, and it was the Americans, and he had a I think he had the Empire State Building or something like that, and
It was impressive.
it was very impressive. It
yes,
was
absolutely.
There was a lot of construction that went into that, so I'm pretty happy with second.
Yeah.
Storage solutions. That is one of my favorite RV essentials. Having places to put things, and in our trailer, there's on the interior. I find there's tons of space to put stuff, but you also want to keep it from flying around. So, one of my RV essentials that also I used at home in the sticks and bricks is storage baskets. So I have 2 of these ones, and then 2 more down below that are black. I got those from IKEA, and they're quite big. They have quite a lot. This one holds sweaters and winter socks and that sort of thing, and the other one holds all my sweatshirts. And then I have another size box up here. I don't think you can see it very well in the dark. So I have another size box I just kind of picked up one day, and that holds all my long sleeve shirts. I have to fold them a little bit smaller because it kind of fits inside of that box. They don't really fit in there very well. And then yet another little box that I happen to have, and they just sit on the shelves in my closet. So storage boxes are an essential part of RV life and keeping things in order inside your RV. Another RV essential that is important as far as gizmos and gadgets go is my Dyson vacuum, and it also lives in my closet. Much better than sweeping or mopping. Our trailer does not come with a built-in vacuum system. Yeah, the reflections just don't have that. We would have had to go up to a Solitude, I think, to get the built-in vacuuming system. And I use a Swiffer and I vacuum everything up. And I have a couple of rugs. One at the doorway, just a runner to catch all the dirt and grime that comes in initially. And then we do have carpet in our RV. So just along the edge of that carpet, it's nice to be able to take the power head to it and give it a vacuum. Our Dyson just lives in there right next to the laundry basket. This is the Dyson. I have this end attached to it, corner vacuum piece, most of the time, because I have a Velita Swiffer, so I will run it across the floor just to mop things up, and then I just take the vacuum with the end of it and just suck all the dirt off of that. We have a lot of dog hair. We have a Wrigley. With Wrigley in the trailer, we have so much hair, and I can Swiffer every single day. And we still have more. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And then I also have my power head. That also needs a good cleaning. So it comes with a power head. We have a whole bunch of utensils. It has a small power head that I use for vacuuming out the truck. The Dyson that we bought when we lived in the townhouse, we brought it into the RV, and it's perfect. It doesn't take up much space, and it's excellent for cleaning. And I have some really bad dust allergies, so having that vacuum to suck up all the dust and dirt and dog and everything else is super awesome, rather than trying to get it up in a dustpan. I'm not about that. Also want to comment on our Dyson, still using it. I think I bought it in like 2015, so it's like 10 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking for the house to maybe buy probably a new Dyson, and then keep the older one for in the trailer. Just have one in the trailer all the time.
Yeah, we have replaced the battery one time. We're going on 11 years, so well, that's pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie, it's been bumped and dropped, and the other day I set it on the bench and then it fell off. So
yeah,
it's a good little machine.
Absolutely.
For our use. Storage solutions for the kitchen and basically the main living area. So I've used a series of baskets to help me keep things from flying around, keep things in order. We'll start with the pantry. So I've put our bread in this long basket. And these are just baskets I found at a dollar store, and so they were relatively inexpensive. And they're just a woven basket with a little wire frame. So I have 2 like that. I have several like this actually. This one's we're using for the bread to keep it from getting squished. This one over here, I call it our coffee basket because it's got our coffee press our coffee grinder, and then a container for the coffee. And then I have a series of these square baskets that are ideal for canned goods. This one has soup and a few canned vegetables that we like to keep on hand. Then when we move into the cupboard, like for the plates, I picked these items up. They're just a little wooden thing with some racks on it, and you can adjust how big for the different sizes of plates. And I've got 2 different sizes, one for the small side plates and then one for the dinner plates. And that's just Corning. Then I have a couple more of these square baskets that we can fit the cups and glasses. And in addition to the storage baskets being an essential favorite item in our RV, is these little racks. Actually, these were given to me. My daughter didn't need them, or they didn't fit in her cupboards, and so she asked me if I wanted them, and I'm like, yeah, I could use those in the RV. So then I have more square baskets in here that's got some bowls in it. And like I said, I have the 2 racks for storing plates, which I think is fantastic. Those are just some of my favorite RV essentials, things that I find are necessary, and I just like to keep things organized. Okay, recording in the bathroom is always a little bit tricky. One of the upgrades that we did when we first got into the trailer was upgraded the shower head. Brent got the Oxygenics shower head. It's a little hard to, it's really dark in the shower, so I'm not showing you it in there. So yeah, the Oxygenics, it gives you a little bit more pressure, and when you're washing your hair and trying to rinse it all out, it just makes a huge difference. But it's just a little bit of an upgrade when we came to the RV. Another one of our favorite RV accessories.
Since we were talking earlier about a lot of the things that I consider favorites or accessories for the RV, I'm going down the road to go a little bit further and say necessities. These are a couple of the things that I could not RV without. And first and foremost, this roll of 6-inch tape. I always keep a roll on hand. I used one basically to do the entire roof, which is in one of our other videos for bulletproofing the roof. I have the 6-inch, and then I've got a small roll of 4-inch as well. And then I always carry 2-inch, which I just ran out of because I had to use a little bit on another trailer. I lent the tape to someone to fix their trailer. This tape is an absolute necessity as far as I'm concerned. I do carry a little bit of the Dicor self-leveling DAP as well, but this does a much better job. It seals a broader area, and I consider it a little bit more important than the DAP.
What you got there, Brent?
So I've told you about a few of the things that make RVing easier for me, working on the trailer, the accessories and the must-haves and necessities, like such as the 6-inch tape. This is one upgrade I'm going to be doing once it gets warmer, so it's probably going to be another couple months before we get some good weather that I can actually lay under the trailer for a couple hours at a time. This is a new Moride wet bolt kit. A lot of people are probably familiar with this, and this is the main reason why. These heavy-duty shackles, they're a good 1/2 inch thick. The ones that come with the rig are probably less than half that thickness. That is going to be a major upgrade, and I'm still debating whether to go with a Moride centerpiece for the suspension, or I might go to Lippert, or possibly just leave it the way it is, the one that came with the rig. Still up in the air on that one. These come with brass bushings, which is definitely going to be an upgrade. The ones that came with the rig are more than likely plastic. I haven't taken it apart yet, but I'm guessing they're plastic. And this will definitely be an upgrade, and I'm really looking forward to doing it. Also thinking about upgrading the springs, which they're starting to flatten. It's been 1.5 years, almost 2 years that we've been in the rig. The springs are starting to flatten a little bit, but they're not really that bad, so I'm still up in the air on changing those out as well. But this is going to be a big deal. Changing these shackles out and a full wet bolt kit.
And the Moride wet bolt system.
the Moride wet bolt system is an absolute must. When I put it on, well, we had a wet bolt system before, and it turns out that the bushings from factory were brass. I was blown away by that. But when I put the larger bushings in from Moride, and also the shackles, which were 1/2 inch thick compared to the ones from factory that were roughly 1/4 inch thick, that made a massive difference. I did not put the CRE 3000 centerpiece in. I didn't think it was necessary, and I haven't needed it. The one that we've got from Lippert that came with the factory, with the trailer from factory, works fine. But the Moride wet bolt system is a definite plus with those 1/2 inch shackles as well. You need it.
So I hope you really enjoyed that. That's all we wanted to share with you this week.
Give us a thumbs up if you like what you see.
Don't forget to subscribe.
And ring that bell for notifications.
Bye-bye.